Hello, how are you? Quick little chat. And this one honestly is more for me than anybody else. So I can come back to it and be like, you knew because you said it. And so this is just for evidence. It's not that big of a deal, but it's kind of a big deal, which is, and again, this might seem kind of neither here nor there as far as VO is concerned. But all of my stuff is really geared towards how to become more self-reliant and agency over your growth and my growth. And the issue today, which has been an issue for years and years and years and years, and I put this issue on me. And I am finally at a place where I recognize that it's not about me. And here's what it is. I think that it is improper and unhealthy to tell people, to tell children, that they're not allowed to have negative feelings about things that people are doing to them because nobody's perfect. That is not the same thing. And perfect doesn't exist anyway, so to pile on this nonsense upon nonsense, but you should take abuse or you should take bullshit from people because nobody's perfect. Nay. We're done now. We're done with that. And here's the problem. We don't think that people who claim to love us are going to hand us bullshit sandwiches and then get mad when we hand them back. But that's exactly what's happening. And so just for the purposes of clarity and disclosure and honesty, I am not putting up with that anymore. I don't care who you are. So, this is a situation I have now found myself in a couple of times over the last year with people who were long-term friends who for some reason are under the impression that because we have that relationship, and I'm kind of speculating on why they do this. I don't actually know why they do this. But there seems to be this notion of, oh, my bullshit, says the person, I'm not going to examine it. I'm just going to keep handing it to Ash and make her deal with it. And she will. And I did. For a long time. I have. But I'm at a point where more than twice, and I'm handing it right back. And what I'm noticing is I become the villain because I stand up for myself. And I say, no more, no thank you. Somehow I'm the asshole. And that's where I was like, it's confusing because it's not correct. And so if you are a person who struggles with saying how you feel because that's the response you're afraid of, it's a correct fear. That is the response you're going to get. Because by and large, excuse me, and I've said this over and over and over, by and large, people are not accountable for their own shit. But you are not accountable for theirs. So I encourage you, if you've been struggling with this, why would somebody who loves me do this? It's not about the fact that they love you. It's about who they are as a person and where they are on their journey. And if you don't like it, whatever it is, it causes you stress, it causes you strain, it wears on your nervous system, it causes you to have to kind of mull about working through letting it go and forgiving them. And then you come back to them and they fucking do it again. Some people would argue, well, you have to tell them. Do I? Because when I do, they don't listen. You have to say it in a nice way. Do I? I have to tolerate years and years and years of people handing me their bullshit, and I have to be very kind and gracious with my gift of no thank you? No, I don't. No, I don't. You can have your bullshit sandwich and eat it yourself. It is not mine. So this isn't for anybody who's watching this. It's probably not about you, but it probably is for you, because I guarantee you that there are lots of people who do this. And I am ready to create space where those friendships used to be, to bring in people who won't do that. It's just taken me a really long time to come to this, because it's just been something that's floating here all the time, and I would beat myself up for having feelings, for having negative feelings about people who claim to love me. And if you love me, don't do that. How about that? If you love me, don't do that. Like I said, that's not really the point. The point is, I love me, and I'm not going to let you do that to me anymore. So set them free. Live your life the way you want to live it, away from me. And it doesn't matter how long the relationship has been. It doesn't matter who they are, in my opinion. So for those of us who are not accustomed or new to setting boundaries for ourselves, and if I may iterate, that setting boundaries isn't about telling people what to do. It's about telling them what you're going to do. Hey, I recognize this has been going on for a while. I'm not down. So my tactic from here on out is see you once a month, not see you anymore, only see you in certain situations, when we run into each other, whatever it is that's going to work for you. Because you can't make people stop or start anything that you want them to. They have to want to. So you only have control over yourself. And unfortunately for the people to whom and for whom I have been a people pleaser, that is no longer at play. So you have been warned. Pass it on. And I'm not guaranteeing that I'll be nice about it. No, I'm not guaranteeing anything about it, except for if it continues, then I'm going to stop. And that's a promise to myself. So this is for, in the case of VO, this is for any situation. This is for a coach. We have coaches that are not good people in our field. Don't let them do that. Get away from them. People are people. Try not to love their work so much that you disregard the fact that they're people and they have bullshit. And don't put yours on others. Deal with your stuff. Be better than that for yourself. Be better than you were yesterday, right? It will change things. You will be the villain in people's story. It's easier if you just accept that. I actually have a necklace that says villain. I'm going to go put on today. To help me remember that if standing up for myself and loving myself more than that behavior makes me the villain, that's the definition. Okay. That's fine. I imagine that there will be some interesting changes for me coming up with this new strength that I have. So I hope that if you're listening to this, that it was useful, as usual. And be well. Bye-bye. And be well. Bye-bye.